Hello and welcome back to CHEZ-VOUS. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Once again, apologies for our lateness. Hopefully one day we won't need to say that. So for tonight, I hope you're all doing very well. For tonight's program, we're going to continue our last week's program, which was about investment mentality. Tonight is part 2. I hope you enjoy. I will introduce our guest here who's back for the second round and is going to tell us much more about mortgages and how to get started in investing in properties. So please introduce yourself.
So once again, I'm back again. My name is Sunday Adigbe, the founder of Entrepreneur Breed, an investment property company here in Manchester. We have been helping a lot of people in Manchester to manage, and multiply their money through investing in property. So I was there last week, and due to popular demand, they have to drag me back again. So here am I for you, Lizzie.
And on my right, I've got our very famous, very popular presenter. And I'm going to allow her to introduce herself, and she'll be translating for us in French or Lingala. So, of course, for our audiences who do not speak English.
Yes, merci beaucoup, Lisa. Moi, c'est la sœur Benita Bentou Molomengo, BBL et puis très vivante de Manchester. Toza awa lelo na 20h chez vous, comme d'habitude. Émission na biso oyo présidente na biso lobake na ero 20h chez vous fait kutara bino na kati ba sofa fani na kiti na yo ozu mwa cup of tea na yo encore toza pe na malili mwa blanket na yo ozo ka biso parce que to memeli biso sujet moko kitoko sur makamorso ba ndako na poto yango wana likambo oyo ezotungisa biso surtout na communauté ya biso congolaise to ye na mutu ndeko oyo akosunga biso a éclaircir biso pona to yeba po so to ekomi na knowledge na mayele connaissance nde to yeba ndenge nini to kozo ba décision to ko orienter voilà nzamba pambola bino bo partager peut-être kosunga mutu moko s'il vous plaît merci beaucoup.
Okay. So, we're going to continue from last week. I hope you guys have enjoyed and you have plenty of questions. So please do like and share our videos. We're on Facebook and on YouTube. This is Venix TV and the program is CHEZ-VOUS. From last week, so...
I think it's better for me to bring people up to speed.
Yes.
For where we are last week, what we discussed about. So what we discussed, so that by the time we start the one of today, a lot of people will be able to catch up with us.
Yes.
So last week we discussed about different types of mentality. I start by explaining to people what we call nomadic mentality. So, and I was telling us about what is mentality.
Yep.
So,
sorry, I have to interpret.
Yes, sorry.
Monsieur Sunday alobi ke photo banda ko sala moi rappel na o to sala ki semaine passée. Donc là ça pour na ko interpréter pour na bande connexion congolais to comprendre malamu. Donc alobi ke semaine passée banda ko expliquer et lo konini o to zo lobela sur mentalité ya ko investir. Alobaki ki apesa ki ba 3 types ya ba mentalité ko investir ya liboso za ki mentalité moko eza nomade.
So nomadic, when we're talking of mindset, we are talking about the way people think to do something. Before you leave your home to go to your work, you will think it that you are going to the work. Before you set out to somewhere, you will think it on your head to do it. So that is what is called mentality. So your mentality is the way you process things to do.
Okay. Mentalité tant zo ko expliquer sur mentalité eza likambo ya mutu. Ndenge nini yo zo kanisa avant o sala likambo. Soki par exemple o kanisi ke soki par exemple ngo sala likambo ko bobu ngo kende sika, avant kende sika wana avant kanisa sur sika wana avant kanisa ko sala likambo ngo sala il faut o kanisa nan. Yango tozo lobea mentalité.
Yeah, so last week we are not talking about different type of mentality. We talk about nomadic mentality.
Yes.
So the nomadic mentality means that people with mentality that a lot of people has not stay in one particular place. So moving from one place to another.
Yes.
So some people are living in Manchester and they are still thinking of what is happening in Kinshasa, as I've said last weekend. So you don't put your mind in one place. So as per job, you will hear today that is cleaning. So people will move away from cleaning. They will move to, tomorrow they will say security. They will move, before we know that they are establishing cleaning, they move to security. They will say tomorrow it's not security, it's clothes from Belgium or from Italy. They will go. So that is nomadic. If you are doing that, there's no way you can have savings.
Ok. Papa zoko expliquer biso, monsieur Sanda zoko expliquer biso sur mentalité. Première sorte de mentalité, c'est la mentalité nomade. C'est-à-dire que mutu moko oyo afanda kana eloko moko te a changer nyo surtout. Après cet exemple bilelo okolobake donc okolobake OK, mikolo yo cleaning de mutu eza na succès mais cleaning de mutu epesa batumbo. Yo ano koti na cleaning. Après kala minte tongo yo kababio mikolo shini de mutu zo régner. Oh ba OK Italie ba Turquie. Yo ano tiki cleaning OK mbala mongo na Turquie. Donc oza nomade oza fanda resika moto oza stable te. Muta bongo alobi eza pasi pona yo po obomba mbongo.
So that is the mentality. And I encourage people to stop the habit last week. So I told them that if you want to make wealth, if you want to have money, or you want to have investment mentality, you must stay in one place. Not be thinking of Kinshasa while you are in Manchester, or be thinking about moving to London when you have to stay in place.
Yes.
And I used an example last week that for you to be a doctor,
yes,
you have to stay in the industry, in the training, for at least 5 to 7 years. So that was the example I gave.
Yeah.
If you want to be an accountant, you have to undergo study for maybe 4 years, even more than that,
yes,
for you to be.
Yes.
So there is anything substantive you want to do, if you don't stay there for a period of time, the result will not come. And if you look at people that are making it, you see that you would know them for one thing. So I encourage you this evening, if you want to start making wealth, as I'm going to be talking about wealth creations, when we are talking of, you have to stay in one job.
yes,
You have to stay there. Let people know you, that Kofi, Mama Benita, you are a broadcaster.
yes.
So don't move from broadcaster today to hairdresser tomorrow.
Okay.
Don't move from to say, okay, I want to start going to Italy to go and bring a designer. So don't do that. You have to stay in one place and grow yourself. But if to become a boss in one company, you will see that it's people that stay in that place. They don't bring somebody overnight and say, this person started yesterday and is now the boss of the company. People that have been doing it for consistency of time.
Yes.
That is it. And the reason why this is done is because if you are in a place and you are doing it consistently, you witness the good. You witness the bad. So, and that is the combination of what makes people in life. Okay. If you are coming to this world, there are two things that will come with. When you have a baby, the baby will come, and there's another thing they call placenta.
Yes.
So it comes with the life.
Yes.
If a woman is going to have a baby, if placenta is not there, nobody will say congratulations to this. No. So what do you do to placenta? You throw it away.
Yes.
So that is the bad.
Yes.
So if you are coming to life too, the same thing happens. So good and bad make the whole thing. Okay. So that is why it's better for you to stay in one place so that you can grow yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Papa zoko expliquer biso lobi ke eza malamu po azoko encourager mentalité nomade te po wana eza mabe moyen ofanda makambo ezate. Yango zoko encourager biso ke ipona ko investir malamu po ozala penda stable financièrement, il faut ofanda esika moko bien na business moko pona tomu lai. Après cet exemple, c'est que yo zalaka na Manchester ou invest na Manchester après makanisi no monsieur za Congo zo ko invest pe na Congo the same time non. Pona ozala na bozu ya malamu, il faut ofanda esika moko pona tomoko mulai. Après par exemple un docteur. Docteur pona penza o maîtriser ni musana ki docteur faut fanda na ta 5 à 9 ans. Pour un mécanicien, pour maîtriser pendant mon salaire, no ba yebo ke mécanicien na ya talent, ce qui li kamto ke ne pas na, il faut ou mela na musala wana, et ça très important. Abi pe na kati ya business, tango fandi ou mela, makamba malamu koya ya mabepe koya, nyonso wana ezoko faire partir na résultat oyo ko build na tamu mulai oyo ko tika na place wana. Ezate ke ceux qui ba résultat mabeye nde yo tika non. Apesi exemple ya moi si tanga zobota, azobota biloko mibale eyaka mwana après mwana eninye yaka placeta siko soki mwana bimi soki nano placete bimi te tokoloba te ke mwasi wana aza na bomoi po azo risque vie na ye donc bakopesa mwasi wana félicitation soki kaka mwana na placeta ebimi siko ntango placete ebimaka placeta na basala ni babwakaka mwana batiki mpo na ni mpo placete eza mabe abi ndenge moko na business makambo mabe ekoki koya me yango te ekostope yo makambo mabe wana basani bakobwaka yango oyo malamu ekotikela yo ekotika yo me yo siko fo fanda owumela merci.
So that is what I told you about nomadic mentality last week, and then I discussed about consumer mentality as well last week. So this mentality is when when money comes into your hand, what you do is you spend, you don't save. You don't save. You collect £1,200, everything is shop. I remember I told you last week, shop. You pay your house rent, you go to city center, you enter new look, you buy shoe, even things that you don't need, you buy. So you bought everything and you come back to zero. So that is another mentality.
Yes.
So I told you about this last week. So help me to remind people.
Ok. Papa Mr. Sandalobi, deuxième sorte de mentalité, ou a semaine passée, azo rappelé, bisoza mentalité, ou a bengaka, yabato ba consomaka, yaba consommateur. Siko mentalité, on a azapé ko encourageant, mote, alobi, eza malamote. Pourquoi? Parce que, eza mentalité, moko yabato, oh, soka zumbongo, e fan darate. Dans ce zimbon, il faut qu'à dépenser. À quoi dépenser, on a bilialia, à quoi dépenser, on a bisomba, on a kendela tike max, ok, somba biloko, attends, pour biloko, bilamba, ozana ngo déjà, ozana ngo besoin de mais ozo somba ka parce que ozana la mentalité moko ya batu, ba consommateur, ba somba, ba bomba, mbongote.
So, thank you. So, another thing that I told last week as well is what I call victim and entitlement mentality. So, this victim mentality is you will be saying that because I cannot do this, because I come from my background is poor, because my mommy don't have money, my daddy don't have money, because I cannot speak English, because I'm a woman, because I'm a man. So you don't want to do anything. So, and another thing is you just look at, you can collect, what do you remind me from government again? That support, benefit. You don't want to stress yourself. Because here there's a lot of opportunity. So the opportunity that is here goes beyond collecting all this support. So you just want to sit down and say, because you are looking for negative about you, but don't do that. So don't do that. So I told people about this last week.
Mr. Sandalobi, semaine passée, pa yebisa ki batu na sorti mususu mentalité, za mentalité moko yako se victimiser. Il y a comment donc c'est victime, c'est-à-dire comment on a dit ok ndenga na wuti nanga Congo boye naza nanga pe mutu mwindu moyen investir wezate ba kondima la bango penga te ba opportunité pe ba opesa la bango ngate pona wuti Congo na yebi nanga pa anglais bien te na nanga pe mutu mwindu na la tanga nanga pe classité mutu super kolo ba pe ke naza nanga mayele te donc ba raison ozo pesa wana pona kaka o investir te pona kaka o s'épanouir te wana eza ba mentalité moko ya ba victime bat o ba mi benga ba victime donc eza malamu te aza ko encourager ngo te.
So thank you. So now to go back to people to understand the investment mentality. So last week we said investment mentality is the mindset that thinks about when money comes to your hand, you want to do what? You want to multiply it. So if 1,200, 1,500 comes to your hand, you want to see how you want to make it to become 3,000. So if money comes to your hand, you want to see how to use it to buy something that will bring money for you.
Yes.
That is buy assets. Buy assets
Yes.
that will bring money for you. So you want to think about the mindset
Yes.
that you want to make that money to make money to work for you.
Yes.
So that is the investment mentality. So as a one, is you are thinking of multiplication. Two, you are thinking of buying an asset
Yes.
that will bring money for you.
Okay.
And the third one is you want to put your money somewhere that money will be working for you while you are doing something.
Okay.
So that is the investment mentality.
Okay.
And that is why we are here today. So that a lot of people can benefit.
Yes.
People are working so hard in this country, but there is a way of working smart right now. So that while they are working, their money that they are making will be working for them as well.
Yes.
So that they can relax.
Yes.
So they can relax. And then because of the standard of living is becoming very high. So I was telling them yesterday that we don't know that this is going to happen.
Yes.
But if you have something that will be working for you, you'll be able to, live relax, pay your bill. A lot of people are on credit, right? And they are struggling to pay their debt at the moment. So, but if you quickly cultivate the investment mentality that we are talking about, it's going to be of benefit for you.
Yes, thank you. Mais ce sont des alobi boy. Alobi ke investment mentality o azoloba donc comportement wana yako investir wana o azo yebisa biso lelo ezali comportement oyo ke mutu oza na idée makanisi yako multiplier oyo oza nango. Exactement qu'il y a que consommer en gros, que perdre en gros, mais il y a que multiplier aux anango, pe makanisipe il y a que somba et loko mon konde tu décider na somba ndaku, pe makanisi il y a que tiambongo na yo ne sika moko o ekoki ko reproduire. Pendant minute o yo na batonto komi bato bazo travailler trop dur. Mais il y a façon il y a que travailler trop dur mais na mayele on travaille ma casse mais on travaille na mayele penza ndenga bato mayele donc yango wana sko oye aye kolobela biso lelo mentalité ya ko investir donc ozo investir ozo sala mbongo mais na ndenga bato mayele na ndenga ba boss voilà.
So that is the summary of what we discussed last week.
Yes.
Thank you so very much for the recap. That was very good, very useful for those who didn't watch or for those who needed their memory refreshed. Before we get into the questions for today's program, I would like to know, and the audience would like to know, investing is obviously a way of making more money. So you get the people. So before you get to that point where you can relax it because you've put some money in one basket and money in that basket that is itself reproducing money, you have to work hard and not decide that I'm lazy or because I want this and sit in the comfort of benefits or just the one salary that we have. Is that correct?
Yes.
Very good. Question is, the market, you explained that things are getting really, really hard. Everything is going up, prices are shooting up, and hardly anyone can live out in one salary or even two salaries. You know, mom and dad, they can both be working and things can still be really, really hard. How is the market? Is it safe for people to even risk that little? Let's say if you get 1,200 and you say, okay, I want to put the 200 and see what I can do out of it. It's at the moment as things are going, is it safe to make any sort of investment, not just in property, I'm talking in general, in anything?
So
I need to interpret that. Lise, azoto na question, na batant to komi omokile zoga na crise partout, par-ci, par-là, inflation monétaire. Est-ce que ezaka ka safe, donc prudent, ya ko investir kaka na ndako te, mais ko investir en général? Yangonde Messison d'aller répondre.
Okay, so what I will tell people right now is if you want to invest, the right time is the best time for you to invest. So the reason why I'm saying this to you is because things, when things is, or things will not go back to the way it was. Even if it's going to come down, it's not going to be the way it is. And the price of £200 that you're talking about is not going to be the same price of the £200 in a few years because of the inflation. Yesterday, I was telling them when I was in a seminar yesterday, I was telling them that the new second degree of waste now is savings. So if you go and put your money, if you have £5,000, £10,000 right now, if you put it in savings account right now, you are wasting your money. The reason is because the money, the interest that they are going to give you will not catch up with the inflation. Right now. So if you go and look at how much the interest they are going to put in your £5,000, £5,000 to the interest that is happening right now, it cannot catch up. So the best thing for you to do is just to put little money in the account and use the rest for investment. So use the rest for investment. So for people listening to us, right now is the best time for you to invest. Because if you are thinking you want to save your money, you are indirectly wasting your money. Because what you are going to use it, the money, the 5,000 or anything you save right now, whenever you want to now go and cash it, you see that maybe it's only 3,500 that of something today that you can use. But if you let your money work for you in future, then it's going to multiply. So, but what I always tell people is you must know what you want to invest your money and be very sure. Because investment itself is a risk. But you must make sure you know what you want to invest in. And that is why we in our company focus on properties.
Thank you, Mr. Sande. Mr. Sande lobibo, ndenge la question Elisabeth Atunyeke, est-ce que eza safe ko investir na batant oyo mokili ezoganga crise? Mais c'est Sande lobi oui eza safe parce que batant oyo nde penza eza batango oyo ba investissaka. Il faut profiter na ba opportunité za ke belé ya ko investir. Alors biso faut to profiter. Ngape na sala business et na sala management, na sala tourisme management donc totanga ngope na business ke na batant crise boende ba business ba profiter pona ko make ba profit na bango. Alors eza safe pona yo po so ki ozozela ke makambo changer alobi mambo changer na ngote 200 livres na tango kala ndenge ezalaki yo produit yo soki nini lelo boza su bongo te. Alors yo il faut profiter na ba opportunité o ya crise o mona opportunité pona ko investir. Alobi su bona tango oyo muto azokanisa ki abomba mbongo na saving ozo sala ezali kanisemo comme abe parce que eza tango ya ko save te pour intérêt mbongo na yo ko bima na ngo ebelete. Au moins, même si dans 2 ans, ou bien dans 3 ans, ou bien dans 5 ans, et bien, il sera mouké. Alors que ceux qui investissent, au moins, même si dans 10 ans, dans 5 ans, ou bien, on est belé, aux heures, se multiplier. Voilà. So, yangwana lobi bango, siko bazawana, compagnie, entreprise, bread bazana pona ko aider batu, pona ko investir. Alobi pe eza malamu, oye avant peut investir oye ba na nini yo olingi o investir yango ndalobi donc eza opportunité malama ko investir na ba crise oyo mais eza malama oye ba nini na nini yo olingi investir yango bango bazawana pona ko aider yo pona ko investir na property bango ba focaliser na bango na ba investissement ya bandaku bazapi wana pona ko aider yo. Merci.
Okay, Mr. Sunday, so you've mentioned that if someone doesn't know what they want to invest in, they should come to you, right? But you are mainly focused on property. But from what you've told us last week, your experience, you've worked in banking, investment banking. Do you have knowledge of other bits? What if someone is not very confident in going into property? They say, you know, if I came to you and I say, you know, I don't think property is really something I want to focus in. What can you suggest, and how can I go on about it?
So, like what you asked last week, if you look at it and you say property is not what you want to invest on, so I've given you that we have shares of the company shares. So for the benefits of people that don't understand, shares and stocks, say some company come outside to say they are looking for money to invest in their company. So people, they're looking for money. So if you put your money inside those companies, what they will do is after 1 year, if they make profit, they will give you what we call dividends. So, or if after dividends there is a bonus, they can give you a bonus share. So at times too, they can give you a bonus share. Means that if you bought only 50 pound shares, they can say they want to give you more 10 to make it 60.
Okay.
And also too, if the price you bought as of that time is maybe 50p, so if the price it might increase to 70p, or so if you want to sell the shares, it's going to be the 70p as of that time. So also that is another way of people putting their money. So, but I always recommend that if people want to do that, they will have to invest in company that solve people's problem.
Okay.
So like company that does food. So company that provide properties or transports, or maybe like Royal Mail. So if people come to meet me, if that is it, I will just channel you to the right person to say, okay, go to these people, they'll be able to do. And even if you go to your bank, if you ask them that you want to do investment, you have 20 pounds, you have 30 pounds, they will tell you the investment they have, so that you can put your money on. So, and then they will tell you, where they want to put the money. So that is one. Another one is bond that Mama is struggling with. So the bond is given out by government. Like last 2-3 weeks now, government is looking for money. They call people to say, come and buy the bonds. So they will tell you to if you buy this bond from us, they will give you a certain percentage at maybe in next 12 months, in next 24 months. So, but for bond, it's always a long time, between 12 to 24 months. Unlike the shares, that is 12 months. So our treasury will be. But if you go to the bank and you ask them all this, they have all these services.
Okay.
So that people can use their 20 pounds, 50 pounds to start and start learning from it. So for us as a business, as I've said, we always, because that thing is not, you cannot predict it. So we like to put our money where we can see it growing, and that is why we prefer property.
Okay. Ya Mr. Sande alobi boye. Question Elisabeth atunaki ezali bongo soki mutu mususu alingi na ye ko investir na banda kute alingi investir na atia mbongo ne kote mususu bino bo est-ce que bino bo pesa pe conseil bo orientera pe batu kote wana Mr. Sanda lobi oui ba orientera pe batu na kote wana ke soko lingi no investir na banda kute oki ko investir na ba share kote wana ndenga expliquer en tout cas boko za numéro nezo leka wana boko benga ye a expliquer bino mamba ba share wana mais ndenge o ngana comprendre mukuse bango bakoyebisa yo compagnie nini oyo il faut okende ko invest pona ba share na yo pona ozo ba dividende bien ozo ba bonus bien ozo pe ba bond wana ya malampo na kati ya share toza na bonus toza na dividende toza na bonds batu biloko misato na koki ko bénéficier nango alors lolenge nini e travail ke marchaka a expliquer awa menga na koki ko interpréter ngote boko benga ye a sunga bino me bandaka nango na mbongo mukie ata 20 livres 20 livres okiko banda déjà ko investir na ba share siko bango bakozana pona ko orienter yo na compagnie nini ya malamu opona okende ko share pona ozo pe moi quelque chose ya malamu ndeti ba compagnie ba sala ka biloko ya kolia ba compagnie ya bandaku ba compagnie ba Royal Mail wana eza ba compagnie malamu pona ko investir donc voilà on okiko loba me bango ye Mr. Sande azo souhaiter bango ba pesa ka batu conseil ke o investir na bandaku parce que bango na expérience bazala ngo balingaka o investir esika misu na wezo mona donc misu nezo mona mambozo sala yango na bakanga mana ba investissement ya bandaku parce que o ya ba share wana na ba compagnon na ona lobby pe ba share mseza na banque OK na banque na yo otuni soki na ngi na investir na share na ko investir ndeni ba ko help yo siko ba o ya ba banque na ba compagnie wana ba share wana eza ba investissement moko eza na ngo malamu mais eza ka pona bango eza ka bien te po ozo mona ngo te banque koti kuna ngo kuna ba osala ngo makamyo yo yebite en plus oya ba share wana ya ba compagnie ba dividende ba nini wana eza ka eza sur te eza ka balance est-ce que ko bima na mbonga bien est-ce que ko bima na mbonga mabe donc to yebite yango bango ba conseiller bato ko investir na bandaku ngape na préféré
Okay, so let's get started.
Yeah, so
Is there,
if anybody has questions, we are free to
answer.
answer.
I'm going through, I'm looking and I don't
Okay,
worry. So we're going to get started in the properties because this is what you specialize in, and a lot of people are clearly very interested and they're already asking, how can we invest? But before we get to that point, can you just clarify, is there any specific age that someone can, for our young audience as well, because I guess it's a good practice if we start this mind change at a very young age for the young people in our community. Is there a specific age, and how much, exactly do they need to have to be able to invest or to be able to start a mortgage? Is there a limit, or is there what's the ages, and what does it depend on?
So thank you very much for that question. So for people that want to start with the age, so once you are 18 years old in this country, you are entitled to get your own property in this country. And if you are up to 45 years, you are able to get your own mortgage in this country. So but apart from the age, there are some other things that the bank will have to look at before they give you the mortgage. So one of the things that they have to look is they have to look at your earning. How much are you earning per month? Will you be able to afford the mortgage you want to buy? So they'll be looking at your earning, and then they'll be looking at your credit reports. So a lot of people in this country, they don't know that they have to keep their record, especially we from Africa. They will give us a loan, a credit card, you will shop it, and you don't want to pay back. Please stop it. Do what? Stop it. Because in this place that we have ourselves is a credit that people use to make weight. If you do that, your credit that they give you 200, 500 pounds, they can give you 1 million pounds. So to go to your question, we have to look at your credit report. Have you paid as of time that you're supposed to pay? Do you owe anybody that you did not pay? We look at your work. Are you able to pay if they give you this mortgage? And at the same thing, there's another thing they look at, which is your stay in this country. If you have a legal stay, that maybe you are a British, or you are, so they will just tell you to pay maybe between 5 to 10%. But if you are not, they will tell you to pay maybe 15 to 25%. But it depends on individual basis. So in our company, what we do is we sit people down one-on-one to understand their own basis, and then we now channel them to say, okay, this is how we are going to work the journey. If the work you are doing, we are collecting £2,000, and the house you want cannot get £2,000, we will tell you that, why don't you go and look for other work to join it, to make this. If it is the credit that is your problem, we will help you to channel the credit, so that while we get to the people that are going to give you, they are going to give you the mortgage.
Yes, Mr. Tokel, Elizabeth a tuni question. Ya aske age nini mutakoki ko investir na ndako, mutakoki ko zo mortgage na kati ya mboka oyo. Après Mr. Sanda lobi ke à partir de 18 ans déjà okoki ko somba ndako na yo, ko déjà ko zo mortgage na yo. Mais à part age eza pe na ba makambo mususu oyo bango batalaka pona bapesa ndako. Eza ndeti makambo ya credit record. Alubi biso mingi ba africain to bebisa ba credit record na biso na ba credit card. Mona ba peso credit card à 200 livres, 500 livres. Olo futi to bebisi yango a vraiment a beti seta alubi ke to tika makambo wana. Parce que mboka oyo soki credit record na eza malamu nde okiko koma pe mutambongo. Mais soko bebisa credit na eza pas si po koma mutambongo. Donc alobi à part credit record batala kape susu musala oyo zanango. Pon soko zo sala na mboka oyo. Soko zo sala bakotala salaire na yo eza combien et ndako oyo lingo somba pe ngo zo mortgage eza combien. Est-ce qu'à partir de salaire na oko za la mesure ya kofuta ndako wana Ceux qui bamoni koza à mesure te salaire nous a muke ba ko orienter ba ko peso advice conseil ndenge ni okoki ko bakisa musala mususu pona o bakisa mbongo na yo income na yo po futa kandako eloko mususu ezali batala kape nationalité na yo soki ndeti oza british oza na avantage ya kozwa 10% off ya mortgage na yo mais soki oza british te ekomi susu moins compliqué. Voilà, merci.
So, for the young people at home, you've heard you can invest in your own property by the age of 18. So you can really start looking at this. Once you're 16 and you're allowed to work part-time, really start looking at your credit, look after it. I know at that age we're very naive about money. It's very, very important that we start looking at how we spend our money and if we go and borrow. I don't think, are you allowed to borrow? No. No, you don't borrow, but you can have like phone or
phone, credit card.
All these things not paying back do affect.
You have to pay back. Yeah. So if you borrow money or you have a credit or phone, you have to pay them back. You must make sure your credit is clean. And if you have electric gas or what do you call it, electric gas heater at home, you must make sure you pay their money on time so that they won't spoil your credit for you.
So because we have obviously we'll have some people in our communities who are much older, maybe reaching the retirement age. And they're probably now, after being here for many years and working and not earning so much, but they're finally in a comfortable situation where they think they can start a mortgage. At what age do banks usually stop, or they really, is there like a limit of
so there's
age?
no limit in as much as the rate that they can give you, you can afford it. It just shows that the later you are, the more money you are going to pay. The amount of how much, because the working age, I think if I'm not too correct, I think for women is 68 now, and for men is 65, or maybe 65 for women and 62 for man. But they will look at the number of the year that you want to work to know how much you can pay. If you can afford it as of that time, then they will do for you. But if you have a good money, there is another way of doing it to make it easier, which we can help as well as a business. So if we we look at your circumstance individually, and then we're able to look at the best way that can make you to get this property.
Ok. Elisabeth atuni bongo siko batu oyo bakoli deja. Kubatu wana bakosala ndenge nini po batu musu balobaki bazobanga na bango kozwa mortgage parce que age se pusani eya kokoma ki azwi pension na musala moya asisa mortgage ezate. Yango siko mese sanda zoko expliquer ke soki tango koyepa na bango yango eza malamu bo koma numéro na bango wana obenga Mr. Sunday after here obenga après émission obengi epona akoza akopesa yo rendez-vous bokuta na office akopesa makamunyo sotu ndenge nini kosala. Alobi na batu bandeko wana bobanga na binote siko tango yo koyepa na ye atali age na yo bank bato wana badefisaka banda obaponda o koto osomba ndako bakotala age na yo na temps oyo yo ningi ozwela ndako wana ofutelaka ndako wana soki bamoni ke okozala mesure te ya kofuta ndako wana miso komikufela na yo moye bapesa yo eza te sikoyo apart wana oza mpe na moye mosusu okoki koinvestir bia kosala business bango bakohelp yo na ntan wana moki otikali nango ya vie kodesespere te bango baza na mpona kohelp yo mpona kosunga yo ya kaka wana soki otikali na mwa 20 ans kovivre ngeke mpa na bango bakosunga yo po eza na moye mosusu okoki kosala mpona ete oinvestir bakosunga yo. Merci.
So one of our viewers is asking here, so how much is this mortgage? So for those who don't understand how mortgage works, she wants to know how much is the mortgage and how long do I pay for, and for those who don't understand, please.
Okay, so for people that don't understand how mortgage works, so that people can you know the house you are living at the moment, you know that you pay to your landlord. So the money you pay to your landlord is exactly the same money that you're going to pay to the bank. So the way mortgage works is that if you see a house that you like, let's say you see it in Levisham or in Fallowfield or in Openshaw. So if you see this house, let's say the house is £150,000. You know you don't have £150,000. So if you approach bank that you want to buy a house, the bank will tell you to give them 15,000, which is the 10% of that 150. The bank will now help you to pay the rest to the owner of the house. So now they will now tell you that for 25 years, depending on your age, start paying little, like the way you are paying your rent to the bank every month, up to when you pay it 25 years finished, and the house is yours.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
You understand?
Sister Baby.
50,000 deposits. Yeah.
No,
15.
15.
15, 1 5.
Okay.
1
So
5.
10%, whatever
10%
price.
of anything you want to buy. Some people even take 5%.
Okay.
But for us not to mislead people, is between, let them say 10%.
Okay.
So because 5% is not general.
Okay.
Even this 10% too is not general, but on average for the starter,
Yeah.
is 10% upward.
Okay.
So some people can ask for 15%.
Okay.
But on average is 10%.
Ok. Ndeko, na question oyo mama na biso Mireille atuni, alobi mortgage na bango ezali pona combien d'années, pe paiement ekozala combien par mois. Yango sikoyo monsieur Sande a répondre alobi ezo dépendre lolenge nini na ndako oyo olingi. Abi par exemple ke na Levisham bien na Openshaw bien na Gorton na Salford omoni ndako wana par exemple eza 150,000. Ali yo sikoyo oye pa na bango bakosunga yo peut-être na 150,000 wana bakotala pe selon âge na yo, mais mingi ba mortgage ya bandeli ezalaka beaucoup plus ba 10% à 15% ya ndako oyo yo ozwi. Et c'est très important. Yango na bandela lobaki ke ba pesaka ba conseil ba orientaka batu selon situation to circonstance a mutu na mutu. Donc to généralisaka te po mutu na mutu na circonstance na ye ni sala ka ba âge na yo statut na mboka oyo makamnyo sona yango wana eza malamu ko benga numéro o ezoleka na écran na bino pona bokozwa moko monsieur Sande eza pe na WhatsApp tant bokozwa ako expliquer bino malamu na office on pesa bino rendez-vous boké na office ako expliquer bino malamu ko banga na bino te parce que bazana pona ko aider communauté nzamba pesi eloko wana fardo wana po a aider communauté. Merci.
I just want to clear here for Sister Isabel Rita, Mama Isabel Rita. She asked, but you don't have to pay for 25 years. Just to be clear, you're paying, but you're paying for 25 years. You're paying little by little, okay? So, it's not that you sit down, you give the deposits, and then you sit down for 25 years, you don't pay anything. That is terrible.
No,
don't do that.
You pay every month. That is why I use. So what the bank will even do for you is that when you come for the woman that is listening, so when you pay, they will say, do you want us to first give you for 24 months or 5 years?
Okay.
So 24 months, which is 2 years or 5 years.
Okay.
So at the end of, if you do 2 years, they will start it again.
Okay.
So they call it remortgage.
Okay.
Or they will say 5 years.
Okay.
After 5 years, they will help you to start again. But you have to pay every month. Every month.
Yeah.
So like the way you are paying your rent.
Okay.
But it's almost always cheaper because for your rent, your landlord will have got again and pay the bank this thing that you are paying. So that is how it works.
Okay. Alobi que donc ezaka ndeti ndeto futaka ba rent. Donc il faut que futa mbongo wana chaque mois. Mbongo na mortgage futa ngo chaque mois car ndenge to futaka ba rent ya ndako. Et ça très important pour mbongo oyo futaka rent wana landlord azwaka ngo yake futa peut-être banque. Siko yo pona nini te yo moko zwa no mortgage mbongo nazo futa landlord ya rent yo moko futa ngo na banque. Et ça très important.
So to get started, you say yes.
So Zana expliqué côté remortgage. Alors bi mortgage ezalaka ezo dépend de lingi ozwa ya 2 ans ou bien il y a 5 ans. Si quoi ko sala ndenge nini après 2 ans wana bako banque ko remortgage yo mbala moko directement straight away à remortgage donc yo so continue encore ko futa chaque mois. Ce qui pèse 5 ans après 5 ans ako ndeti ko bandela ngo mbala moko ko renouveler ngo mbala moko mais yo ko sentir ngo to yo bandana encore ko futa chaque mois mais akubanda ko yebisa yo communication banda ko zala.
Thank you. So to get started in investing in properties, some people want to start their own property business. Other people don't want to start, they don't want in that way, but they want to put money towards somebody else's property business and then earn from that, right? Is this a thing?
Yeah, so for people, for people that think, okay, I don't want to gather money together. For us, like a business, we have a portfolio. We have a club where people will come to give us little money. I say, I have 5,000, I have 10,000. We put all the money together to buy a land. And then we'll not tell them that after 10 months, 18 months, this is how much your money will give you back. Okay. So we'll give you back and then we'll start building the house. Some people will even tell us that the money that you're supposed to give me, I want to use it to take one of the house you are building.
Okay.
Some people will say, I don't want the house. I want my own interest back. Okay. So if they can say, okay, with 10,000, if you are going to return this 10,000 back to me, I want to collect 12,000. I want to collect 13,000. If it suits, we'll tell you how much. So we'll tell you how much. And at times, some people come together, like 3-5 friends. We call them joint venture. They put money together to buy a house. And then we help them to rent it out. And people start getting rent. And after 2 years or 5 years, they all sell the house and split it. Okay. Some even use that house, the money that comes out from the house, to buy another one.
Yes.
To buy, some people buy and say, because we are 5, we want to make sure we buy 5 houses so that everybody will take one and they will go on their way. So then some people will say, I want to buy. To use it to do business, as you said, and then they'll be getting monthly rent, which is your landlord. So your landlord can have his own house somewhere and then buy one house and start getting the rent from it. Okay. And the advantage of a property is the price appreciates every year.
Yes.
So if you buy a house, for instance, let's say 150, maybe in the next 5 years, I can tell you that it might be like 200,000, 250. And that is why a lot of people that are wealthy put their money into property.
Wana bokozo explication bo benga bozo explication ndenge ye moko akosunga bino parce que aza ko expliquer lolenge nini oyo ba façon nini oyo koki ko investir na bandako okolo bakenga na lingi na kaka po bango bazande tina mwa club na bango moko boye lokola business ba na club na bango basala na club wana soki yo ye olobiki anga nazana na mbongo akozwa mortgage te na mbongo akozwa mortgage te mais nazana mbongo na ngai awa na ebite si na osala ndenge nyeske na koki osomba ta mabele po bango pe ba edaka pe ba tukosomba mabele. Pour ma belle, peut-être que on a un bon mouquet par rapport na ndaku déjà ya mortgage. Après bango ba OK pour mettre aux zumbongo na yo, au pesi bango ba sombeli yo mabele. Donc ba ko sombelo mabele, bango ba ko yebisa yo tangu ndaku wana ba ndisiko ko tonga ndaku na mabele wana. Bango ba ko yebiso ke le tanda ko ane silaka e ko koma na valeur ya boy. Tangu siko ndaku ane sili e komi na valeur moko oyo ezali kolo ya mbongo yo pesaki, bango ba ko yebisa yo na mbongo yo teki poto sombelo mabele yo teki 15 000 mais ebimiseli biso peut-être 30 000 au moins ndenge nini après yo client ko lo bake OK na 30 000 ane bimisi bozo msenanga kaka 15 000 nanga na lingi botiela nga siko na ndako boso melanga siko ndako bien nazo siko mortgage lokola komi na 30 000 ane nazo mortgage donc ba idaka batu bongo ou bien na mbongo na nga na boke ko pesela nga landlord moko boye po nga siko yo ba renta batu nga na zwa kango donc basungaka batu na makambo ebele bino bobenga kaka bozo ba explication claire et pas ya mese sande e ko sunga bino.
We've got a question again from Mama. Where's the question? Mama Isabel Rita.
Yeah.
So she say, can you still get discounts on your council house? I think we briefly discussed this last time.
We discussed this. We need to ask your council. So some houses, council will tell you that they can give you discounts if you have lived there for 5 years. Some will tell you the percentage they will give you for the 5 years. So they can tell you that they're going to give you 2%, or some people will say 50, depending. So I will want Mama Isabel to contact the council for the discount because it varies from council to council.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Sandalobi, Mama Isabel, ako advice yo conseiller yo ko benga ndaku na yo ya council na yo. Isi ko zo fanda pona ozwa conseil kuna otu na bango soki okoki kozwa réduction na mortgage na ndaku na bango. Donc po ezo ko dépendre na ba council bazana makam na bango.
Okay, so let's say I put deposit on my first house. I think we briefly talked about this just to get people going. And now I'm ready to go for my second house. Usually, from what we know, you get charged a bit more higher on your deposit for your second house. Does the percentage stay the same for the third and the fourth, or does it keep on going higher as you add up to your property portfolio?
So the second one, if you want to do it, and if it is a business, they call it buy to let, so you have to pay 25%. So, and if it is the third one, it's still second home, and second buy to let, is 25%. So third, fourth, fifth is all 25%. So, but for you to get 25%, it's a very large work. I've just given an example of 150,000, and for you to get 25% of 150,000, that will be 7. So that is 42,500. How do you see this? So the way people now do it is, after I've just told you that the house, after 2 years or 5 years, you will do what we call a mortgage. So when you want to do the mortgage, in let's say 5 years, the house that you bought 150 will have appreciated maybe to like 200,000. So you now tell your bank that you need that 50,000 from it, they will give you.
Okay.
So they will give you that 50,000 and you now use that 50,000 to buy another house.
Okay.
So the advantage of it is if your monthly interest is going to be increased, it's just going to be a little. But tenants will be in that house and they will be paying the true money for you, and you still get something in your pocket every month. So tenants, where you are sleeping, the house you are paying somebody's house rent. So because if you bought another 150 and you put tenant inside, maybe you are collecting £1,000 every month. Bank will only collect maybe 300 or 400 at most on the buy to let. You collect 600, and you cannot use that 600 to pay the house you are living. So, and that is how people do to make wealth in this country. So when you do it for a longer time, you can even get 4 houses. You can even get 8, 10. It just depends on consistency. So I'll be coming, as I've said last week, I'll be explaining how people are making wealth, especially in this country. It is just about you staying consistent, persistent in it.
Mais c'est ça, Ndazoko expliquait. Pour Lisa tuni une question que ceux qui mutaza déjà na mortgage ya liboso nano asilisi yango test mais alinga zwa mortgage ya mibale. Est-ce que akosala ndenge nini? Est-ce que ba pourcentage ba intérêt kozala likolo ou bien ndenge nini? Yango monsieur Sanda expliquer que tangu yo zwi mortgage na liboso. Après cet exemple mortgage nous a 150 000. Allez, ceux qui mortgage nous ali pour na ko renouveler ngo, il faut renouveler ngo dans 5 ans. Alors tant que vous renouvelez mortgage dans 5 ans, et ça que dans 5 ans, on a mbongo na yo esani ekomata. Ceux qui par exemple ndaku ekomata parce que ba valeur ndaku évaluation mataka de l'année à l'année. Yangwana bango babazo conseiller batuke ko investir malamu za na bandaku. Alors dans 5 ans on a ndaku ne koza suna valeur oyo zola qui ont 150 000 comme peut-être par exemple 200 000. Ceux qui commis 200 000 on a c'est que yo za na bénéfice il y a 50 000. Alors banque ya osala ni tango ekoma tango ya ko remortgage dans 5 ans na ekoki banque isko ko yebiso ke ndaku ne komi na valeur ya 200 000 olingi to sa nini après yo yebisi banque ngana lingi bo pesa nga 50 000 na nga na likolo wana ona mek oyo ndaku mati bo pesa ngango banque osani a peso 50 000 wana tango banque ya peso 50 000 wana nde 50 000 wana ko permettre aucun nos susu mortgage mususu peut-être qu'il y a valeur wana ya 150 000. Alors dans ces cas au sala nini na deuxième mortgage wana okozwa otie locataire. Tango locataire wana zo futa ale yo ozo sala nini ozo futa mortgage ozo mona peut-être locataire wana futa ndaku na 1000 livres na mois ale yo futi mortgage na par exemple S300 ale mbongo wana ko tika lo futi banque 300 bien sûr mbongo msone ko tika la o futi pe ya mortgage mswa liboso mususo tika la otie na poche yango zo mona nde batu après des années bazo koma na ba 5 ndaku ba 8 ndaku basala ka nde bongo soki on comprendre te benga numéro eza na écran benga zo le kawana benga Mr Sande akozwa rendez-vous na yo ako expliquer yo po azaona po na ko edebiso. Merci.
So to go on to the following up, there was a few years back, only about probably 3 or 4 years back, there was the government help. Was it buy to share? Help to buy. 5%. So how? Yeah. So that's the 5%. So people obviously want to know how can we get cheaper mortgages? How is the 5% help to buy beneficial to you? Is it something that you would advise people to go for, or is it a bit of a tricky thing because a lot of people fell for it? I've seen some reports and I've done some research, and there are people who were saying they actually regret because it feels like they're paying twice. So can you please explain to us the buy to help?
So anyway, the good news is the help to buy is finishing on the 31st of this month. Right. So no more.
That's good.
But how it works is that government will give you 20%. You put the 5% down. So then the bank will support with 75%. And they will tell you that for the first 5 years, you don't need to pay them anything.
Okay.
So if you don't pay them anything, after 5 years, they want you to, they will now be charging you interest. Interest, you'll be paying bank, you'll be paying them interest.
Okay.
So now the house is not your own alone.
Okay.
So if you want to sell the house, the bank will ask you, the government will ask you to return the 20%. That 20% is not how much they give you 5 years. You know, I've just told you that the house of the house goes up. So I have a client that the house he bought in 2014 was 220,000. A very big house in 2014. So the government gave him 20%. He was so happy. He only put 11,000 something there. You know how much the house costs right now? The house is like 380,000. So when government 20% of 380, so government is collecting 70 something thousand as against 40,000 that they have paid. So I always tell our people, it's better for you to look for your 10%. I know the house is your own. So if you are going to gain that all of the money, it will all be all your own. So government is using that to make business. They are buying future, as I've said, that I'm encouraging people to say invest in the future, and that is what government is using that to do as if they are helping. They are not helping. They are trying to...
Yes. Yeah, on peut comprendre pour Lisa tout les un système moko basala kaisa elle ba benga ngo na anglais help to buy ça dit ba sunga yo osomba ndako nanya sunga yo gouvernement siko mais c'est sans de quoi za expert na makambo wana ya bandako alobi yazo conseiller makambo wana te alinga pourquoi zo conseiller te. Parce que tant le gouvernement a zobwaka motole wana help to buy eza yepe gouvernement azape na moi business na SSC na yazo lingalia azape na intérêt na kati motanga na intérêt na kati akoyebisa siko tongo yo ya oye wana apesi okay aide par exemple na 10 000 yo pesi kaka 5 000 aide peut-être na 20% ya mortgage na yo pesi ka ba intérêt ya likolo wana msusu ba 5%. Yo moni ke pona yo ke na zwinda kuzoka ndako wana ezana nu ya yo te ozomona donc siko tango entre temps pe ndako mataka chaque année valeur ndako mataka au moins même sous dans 5 ans tango mortgage na yo sili siko faut ba rebiso ke comme système à remortgage wana ba ko yebiso ke ndako matie comme na valeur msusu ya 350 000 siko 350 000 wana il faut gouvernement siko akoya bimeli oboya binga ifuna longo na 20% na ngana déficit yo. Siko imaginez yo sombe ndako na 150 000 20% zaki peut-être insignifiant siko ndako comme on a 350 ba longolelo 20% mute ma passe wa donc yango yazo conseiller yango te ozomona donc yandi azo conseiller que vaut mieux yo yana yo na 20 nani 15% na yo wana oya yebisaki biso pona kozwa ndako mortgage eza 10 à 15% oya na 15% mbongo na yo comme ça oza na peace of mind de que ndako eza yanga.
So, just we're getting towards the end here already.
Maybe.
Yeah, people call it the government tips, but that's business for you. What else can you tell us more about investment? In, if there's any question I've not asked, if something is missing, about what's the benefits and how can people get really savvy to?
Yeah. So what I would want to encourage people is that. As regards to investment, I call it wealth generation or wealth creating. A lot of people are working hard, and people waste their money. In fact, last week that I was talking about materials mentality, where people use their money to buy Gucci, buy Gucci, buy Saint Laurent, Tommy, if you got designer freak. So I want people to start saving for future because life is not going to be easier. So it is where you put your money on, that you will fall back on.
Yes.
You can see right now that everything is becoming tight and it's going to become more tighter. It's not a course. So we are just trying to prepare ourselves so that you want people to make an easy life. If you are a parent, you can see that where you are in your 30s, in your 20s, you have the power to run up and down. Now you don't have the power. It is where you put your money on that you can able, not on your Gucci bag, not on your Tommy, not. It is where you put your money. So I want to encourage people that investment mentality, wealth mentality is what people need right now if you are thinking of future. Because if you are thinking the future is too far, in next 24 hours, it's going to be tomorrow.
Yes.
So, and it is what you do today that will carry you to tomorrow.
Yes.
There's a lot of opportunity in this country, and I want a lot of people to benefit from it and make sure they live a good life for the next generation that is coming. So I want people to start thinking about their tomorrow and the next generation, so that while they are working hard, they put the money somewhere, and so that they can relax. If you look at the pension pulse, they give them how much? Maybe £80 per week. Is that £80 you want to use?
No.
To live after all the work that you have done? No. So if you don't want that to be yours, you need to start putting your money in investment right now.
Yes.
And if you do that, even your children will say merci beaucoup to you.
Yes. Voilà, mais c'est ça, dans un peu, ça peut conseil malamu pour na investir. Alors, biba, âge ezo poussa na, âge ezo qui nango ya 20 à 30 ans, qui moi ma casse, mais si tu comme 40, 50, 60, biku elembi banzo te comme amorti. Donc, ce to koti na ba emoti a wa to ko fel. Yango wana azoko advice biso conseiller biso que to investir pour na futur na biso. Tango yo zoko investir pour na futur na yo, lobi soki okomi mpaka e kozala bisika oyo okotia mo mukongo na yo. Bisika oyo oko rely oko se dépendre nango. Mais soki yo tie ozala mentalité moko oyo ya benga ka mentalité ya batu ya ba matérialiste. Donc olingi ka mbongo no ba Gucci, olingi ka mbongo na yo ba Yves Saint Laurent, ba Tommy Hilfiger, olata biloko marque bongo lobi futur na yo soki lelo okomi mpaka est-ce que okokende kolalela kuna na ba Gucci est-ce que Gucci koleisa yo en plus alobi pona bato bakanisa ke anga na vivre na mbonga pension ezanga na ba 80 livres na semaine siko yo kanisa ba ne bele yo travail ko teli bango mbongo ani pona o na suka o so na 80 livres par semaine yango na on encourager biso to investir pona futur na biso pe ya bala na biso alobi lobi so bala na biso ba koli ba kuti ba investment tikela ba ndaku bana na ba oloba merci beaucoup.
I actually do have one more question.
Lisa, time.
Yeah, very quickly, it just came to me. I remembered. What about, let's say you're an elderly couple and you're not in the right position to get a mortgage. Is it possible to put it in your child's name?
Yes.
And start paying? Are there any requirements? So very quickly.
Okay, so yes, if you're an adult and you think you can put it on your child name, so what we have to do is to make sure we put your child to meet the requirement in terms of the earning, in terms of his credits, and if they have paper, we make sure everything is right for the kids. So that they can use a benefit from the kids. And then there is a requirement that they said a parent can give as a gift the money, the deposit to the children as well. So we can help people to do that. That is why we said we deal with people individual by individual. Yeah. So if you come, you explain your circumstance, we're able to help people. The only thing we discourage is that you should not go to a doctor when you have headache and you are telling doctor you have backache. You have to tell us how it is so that we can help you out on how to walk the journey. And we have been doing it for a lot of people within our community. So in the next few weeks now, a lot of people in this community will be benefiting from it.
Yes. Elisabeth a une question, il y a qu'on transférer, vous avez qu'on transférer mortgage pas moi na. Bon OK, on paie si moi na.
Yeah, qu'on paie ça moi so bon monde qui besoin na possibilité te pour na âge ba.
Yeah, ceux qui au moins qui besoin na possibilité te pour na âge na bino moyen za mortgage ça est-ce qu'on paie ça moi na. Alors oui au ko salango yango kuyaka kaka pala bango ba aider yo parce que bango ba aida kama na batu nyonso tout na makambo nyonso tout yo yaka kata mundozo ye pa na bango alobi zalaka nde honnête loba vérité eza loko oke pa docteur yo zo ka mukongo passe oke loba kuno mutu passe donc okota moye pa docteur ko yebisa docteur ki nazo yoka oko yebise oyo zo yoka pona azalaka na capacité ya ko aider yo ndenge moko pe tango zo ye pa na bango yebisa bango exactement problème na yo situation na yo eza ndenge ni bango ndesko ba ko yeba partir ya situation na ndenge ni ba ko aider yo. Merci.
Yeah. So
pour bango souci na bango ezake communauté na biso babanda ko investir po bazala malamu na futur. Yeah.
So any last words? I thank you.
Okay, for the audience looking at me, so they have told me that they need me to be coming every week. So next week Wednesday I'm going to be here to give you, because in the journey of wealth creation, it's a journey. Yeah. It's a journey, so it is not a dating. So I'll be coming from time to time to give us all this education, informations about how people create wealth and how you too can create wealth. So a lot of people are asking about how will I get money. So I'll be coming to tell you how people get money.
Yes.
I'll be coming to give you a lot of topics on how you can move to the wealth so that you can become relevant in this community. So thank you very much.
Yeah, mais c'est Sunday à remercier bino ebele, boze ebele botali bolandi et pe bosepe na émission. Nzamba pambola bino aussi, moi aussi je m'appelle, je vous bénis au nom de Jésus. Elisabeth P apesi bino merci. Mais c'est Sunday à lobby que à partir de la semaine prochaine à cause de espace na a na Venix TV chaque mercredi abanda koleka awa pona koya kopesa biso ba mayele belé ba mwa ba technique ba stratégie lolenge nini oyo po batu mingi bazotuna batu mingi problème na bango ya mortgage eza mingi mbongo nano ezate pe batu musu ba crédit record siko akoya abanda ko expliquer lolenge nini okoki ko make money lolenge nini okoki ko zwa mbongo kopesa biso akokota pena na bozindo. Alors tiango na agenda na yo chaque mercredi awa na Venix TV. Mais c'est ça d'abanda kozala awana sister na biso je crois love pona kosola na biso kosunga biso na makambo oya ba mortgage nzambe apambola bino.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a great program. I enjoy reading your comments and answering to your questions and your doubts. But if you have any more questions, please do remember that this isn't the end. You can always get in touch with Mr. Sunday.
Yes.
He's also going to start his own program here at Venix TV every Wednesday. What time, sorry?
8 o'clock.
At 8 p.m. every Wednesday, 8 p.m. starting next week. So please do join. Please do log in and watch online. He'll be here ready to answer all your questions, take away all those doubts and worries. For tonight, for my part, I just want to let you, my audience, know please start having these talks, especially with your young people. If you feel like you can't do it yourself right now, but you can start training the mentality of your children of what possibilities and what open doors they have here in this country so we can all be fortunate. Thank you so much for tonight.
Somebody's asking if Mr. Sunday is from Ghana.
Mr. Sunday, where are you from?
I am from Nigeria.
He's from Nigeria. There you go. So thank you so much for tonight. I hope to see you again next week with a new topic. You've been a great audience. Hope you stay well. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good night.
Thank you, Venix. Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you, Venix.
Thank you, Mr. Sunday. Bye-bye.
For everything you've done for me, I've come to testify. For everything you've done for me, I've come to testify. For everything you've done for me, I've come to testify. For everything you've done for me, I've come to testify. You're my provider and my protector, my Lord and King, this is who you are. You're my provider and my protector, my Lord and King, is who you are. For everything you've done for me, I've come to testify. For everything you've done for me, I've come to testify. For everything you've done for me, I've come to testify. For everything you've done for me, I've come to testify. You're my provider and my protector, my Lord and King, this is who you are. You're my provider and my protector, my Lord and King, is who you are.
Dans cette vie quotidienne, chacun de nous a sa référence. Unis dans nous un modèle à suivre, celui qui pour toi est infaillible. Moi j'ai choisi ma référence. Moi j'ai choisi ma référence. Jésus.